As a watch collector, you sometimes need to reconsider your tastes. You need to really think about if you are too conservative regarding the watches that you like. Often, I personally discard watches from the brand, from the color, from the history, from the movement. All of these things can just make me judge a watch very quickly. But every once in a while a watch comes along that I really shouldn't like as much as I really end up liking the watch. This doesn't happen very often, but when it happens, it really makes me reconsider my taste. It makes me reconsider if I'm too conservative, if I'm too preoccupied with my regular tastes in watches, and it just really makes me open my eyes, my senses, and make me see a whole lot of new watches that I normally would never ever give the light of day. The new Tissot Sideral 2023 remake is one of these watches. And here we have two of the three new Tissot Sideral made for 2023, the remake watches of the famous Tissot Sideral from 1971. I have the red one and I have the blue one. There's also a yellow one. These two watches are in for loan from Tissot Denmark, from Swatch Group. Thanks a lot for lending me these watches. It's a huge pleasure to be able to spend a few weeks with these watches, and I must say I'm becoming very fond of these watches. So what is special about these watches? Of course, the colors. Let's have a look at the red one here. It's a very colorful watch, it's a very sporty watch, it's a very youthful watch. It is a very 70s inspired watch, as you can see. So a lot of things is happening. One of the things is of course this red rubber strap here, which is very special, very strong red color. Another thing is that the case is made out of forged carbon. The case back stainless steel, the layer in here stainless steel. Then you have a rotating bezel with a regatta timer, and you have even more color with the second hand and the 10-minute counter with the green and red inside here. And of course the same goes for the blue one, but instead of the gray inner ring we have a blue inner ring. Also, just notice the beautiful detail with the forged carbon. With the blue version they actually mixed in blue colors, and with the red one it's more of a black. So really cool little detail also. As we see here, it's the blue ring inside. You get the same handset, the red Tissot second hand, and the white lume-filled hour and minute hand, which is these kind of baton style hands. It is pretty much a simple dial when it comes down to everything, because you just have the old Tissot logo. This is my favorite Tissot logo. I really think this is a cool logo. At 9 o'clock, then at 6 o'clock, above 6 o'clock, Powermatic 80, revealing that this is powered by the ETA Powermatic 80 movement, a movement which is used in a lot of Tissot watches, Satina watches, and a lot of other watches within the Swatch group, and it has 80 hours of power reserve. Then you have Swiss made. You have the inner ring here with the minute counters, 5 up until 60. Then you have a brushed inner rehord, giving a nice light play to the dial, which is this matte black dial. And then you get the date window at 3 o'clock. You get this beautiful black bezel here. And let's just try it. 120 clicks. Super easy to grip and no play whatsoever. Nice click. You get Swiss Super Luminova, and this watch is a real revelation when it comes to the lume. I'm going to show you individual lume shots and also lume shot with the two watches together, because the lume is some of the coolest lume I have seen in a long time. Tissot really did a great job with these watches. These watches are priced at around $1,400 US. You should be able to find them at around $1,100-1,200. I see some examples on Chrono24. Beautifully domed sapphire crystal. Just look at this nice edge to the sapphire crystal here. Also the UFO shaped case with these nice angles. Signed screw down crown. It has 300 meters of water resistance. Turning the watch over, we can of course, through the sapphire crystal here, see the Powermatic 80 with the Tissot rotor. The movement isn't the most beautiful movement, but it's always nice to be able to see the movement through the case back. All the different information here you see, 300 meters of water resistance. Also easy removable spring bars, and that's another very cool detail with this watch, is that you can actually buy spare straps on Tissot's website. So if you want to dress it up with another color, maybe you want a more conservative look, instead of this red strap here on the red one, then you can just buy this strap in black, for example, and then you'll have a much more restrained look. Maybe you want a more funky look, you can buy a green or a yellow strap. And of course also the dimensions of this Tissot Sideral. It is a watch that is 40.8 millimeters in diameter. It is 46.5 millimeters only from lock tip to lock tip, and you see you don't have any overhang from the strap here. And this beautiful, again, kind of cushion shaped, very 70s inspired UFO style case. Really like the forged carbon look. I really like how it feels to the hands, the tactile feeling, and also just how it actually just looks. It is 14 millimeters thick, which includes this case back here, and of course the domed sapphire crystal. It doesn't wear as thick as 14 millimeters. And then you have a lock opening of 20 millimeters here, and it tapers down to 18 millimeters, the strap. It weighs in at only 86 grams, so very light watch, and that is of course because of the rubber strap and the forged carbon case. And just a bit of history about Tissot. So Tissot was, not very surprisingly, when we turn over the watch here, established in 1853. Today they are a watch company which is within the entry level of the Swiss watch group, the Swatch group, so you can find a lot of cool watches for around $400-500 and up to several $1,000. A real sweet spot if you want to get into very cool watches with cool history. The first Tissot Sideral was released in 1969, and it was made in fiberglass. As we saw before, this is of course forged carbon, so they did do some innovations the last 50 years. So this watch is inspired from the 1971 version of the Sideral, and is a kind of faithful remake in my opinion. The movement is quite accurate in this one. I get a range from -3 to +4 seconds. That's within COSC certification standards. It is not COSC certified, but it's really nice to have this kind of accuracy. And again, you get 8 hours of power reserve and 21,600 rotations power. And of course, as promised, the loom shot, because the loom on this watch is absolutely amazing. The overall loom experience with the new Tissot Sideral is just amazing. Very strong, potent Superluminova, Swiss Superluminova loom material, and just a really cool way of mixing the colors in my opinion. And just to show you another very cool detail with the Tissot Sideral, you actually close the strap by tucking this little keeper here into the strap. Then you have another one here, which you of course tuck into a hole on the other side. And then you have a very secure closing with 2 holes. This also means that you will have a lot of strap and a less amount of strap, just considering the size of your wrist. So my wrist size is 17.5 centimeters in circumference, and I must say I really enjoy wearing this watch. You can see the length of 46.5 millimeters is absolutely perfect. The thickness I don't really mind. I really think this is a watch that needs to fill a little bit on the wrist. And considering this is a very summer and spring oriented sports watch, I really think that it's never supposed to go under a shirt cuff. This is a watch you're going to wear with a t-shirt, a shirt with the sleeves rolled up, or a polo shirt or something like that. And again, just looking at the blue one here, I must say overall I'm super impressed. You get cool materials, you get great loom, you get nice accuracy from a Swiss movement with 80 hours of power reserve, sapphire crystal on both sides, really cool mix of materials between stainless steel, forged carbon and rubber, 3 different materials. Overall, I'm super impressed with this watch, which is also a very capable dive watch with 300 meters of water resistance and a screw down crown made in stainless steel. The combination of forged carbon and stainless steel I really like. So overall, I'm very impressed. I don't even think that the price is too high. You get a watch that is made of different materials with a real heritage from a very cool Swiss brand. As I said in the beginning of the video, I'm actually very surprised that I like this watch as much as I actually do. I wasn't really thinking that I would actually enjoy the watch as much as I do. even to an extent where I'm considering seriously to purchase one of these watches for myself. I have the right feeling with the color, the wearability, and the cool history 70s vibe of this watch. So definitely a watch that can enter my personal collection. I can definitely also understand if this is a watch that will divide the waters a bit, because it is a very colorful, different watch. A little thick to some people maybe. So I can definitely understand if this is just too much color, too much pop, maybe a bit too youthful for a lot of people. I really hope that you enjoyed the full review of the Tissot Sideral. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram and Facebook, visit Tissot. You can see the link to Tissot's website down in the description. You can buy this watch directly from Tissot, or you can actually go to one of your Tissot ADs or find an online shop to buy these watches and other Tissot watches as well. Thank you so much for watching. See you next time. Bye.